Today we're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers with like and unlike denominators. The first thing that we're going to look at is adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. To add or subtract fractions with a common denominator, all you have to do is add or subtract the numerator, keep the denominator the same, and then you simplify the fraction if you can. If you find that when you're adding fractions, your answer is an improper fraction, change it to a mixed number. The first example we have is 1/5 plus 2/5. The denominators are the same, they both have a denominator of 5, so all you have to do is add the numerators together. 1 plus 2 gets you 3. The denominator 5 stays the same. The answer is already in simplest form, so 1/5 plus 2/5 gets you a sum of 3/5. The second example that we have is 3/4 plus 3/4. Again, the denominators are the same, so all we have to do is add the numerators. 3 plus 3 equals 6. The denominator 4 stays the same, so we have an improper fraction, 6/4. When we change this to a mixed number, you get 1 and 2/4, which we can simplify further to get 1 and 1/2. Next, we're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. To add and subtract with fractions, they must have like denominators, meaning that the denominators are the same. If fractions do not have the same denominator, find the least common multiple of the two denominators and rewrite them as equivalent fractions with the same denominator. We have our first example here, 3/4 plus 1/8. We can see that we have different denominators, so we need to rewrite 3/4 as an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 8, because 8 is the least common multiple for 4 and 8. Over here we can see if we multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2, we get an equivalent fraction, 6/8. So now we rewrite the expression. 3/4 is rewritten as 6/8 plus 1/8 gets you a sum of 7/8. So again, this answer is in simplest form, so we don't have to simplify it. We already have a simplified answer. Next, we're going to look at adding and subtracting mixed numbers. The first thing you want to do is look to see if the fractions have a common denominator. If they do not, follow the steps from the previous slide and rewrite them to have a common denominator. Once you do that, you add or subtract the fractions followed by the whole numbers. Simplify your answer if necessary. The first example we have is 4 and 1/3 plus 3 and 2/5. 3 and 5 are different denominators, but they have a common multiple of 15. So we can rewrite the problem as equivalent mixed numbers with a denominator of 15. 4 and 1/3 is equivalent to 4 and 5/15. 3 and 2/5 is equivalent to 3 and 6/15. First, you add the fractions together. 5/15 plus 6/15 gets you 11/15. Then add the whole numbers together. 4 plus 3 gets you 7. You can see here that when they set up the problem, they lined up the fractions and they lined up the whole numbers. This is a great strategy so that it looks like you're adding within place values, which is the way that you're used to setting up a problem and adding. The next example that we have is 5 and 3/4 minus 3 and 1/2. Again, the denominators are different, so we want to rewrite 3/4 and 1/2 to have a common denominator. 4 is the least common multiple for 2 and 4, so 5 and 3/4 can stay the same. 3 and 1/2 can be rewritten as 3 and 2/4. Subtract the fractions. 3/4 minus 2/4 equals 1/4, and then subtract the whole numbers. 5 minus 3 will get you 2.